Hello everyone, this is my first video about developing this game that I've been working for so long. It was originally a card game, but now I developed this as a slow-paced online strategy game. And essentially, this is the main website. You have two roles. One is the attacker, one is the defender. And for now, on the attacker side, we have the cyber criminal profile, but of course, there are four more. And on the defender profile, for now, I just implemented the Caesar's persona. So it's a slow burn, high stakes game. So you have to, plan your move like kind of like in chess. You react in real time, and then you have to adapt. To join the beta, you have to click here, so I will get your email, and then you will be able to essentially play when you click on here and log in. Now, how the game logic works is explained in the manual. There's a little bit more details. I have a set number of nations for attack and defense, which are mapped to kind of known strategies or techniques from the attack terminology. Each attacker and defender have a different budget where they start. The economy starts or ticks at every 5 minutes. And of course, in different countries, have different profiles. Okay. There is industry sector, so this is the one that are available now. Let me zoom in. And so, as I mentioned before, so you have the defender industries and the budget for each one. So when you register, you have to choose essentially a country or a market, and then you will be assigned with budget. Of course, compliance will change based on the market, and so there is all sorts of things. The attack surface depends on the services you're running, okay, which depends on the industry. And the main game of the game is essentially, from an attacker perspective, is to destroy the three pillars of the triad, as we know. So as an attacker, you have to basically bring down the C, I, and A of a defender. And there are some formulas for that. Okay. You have the arsenal. For now, for the attacker is 12 items from the Mitre taxonomy, and for the defender, it's like 14 items. Now, people are maybe kind of opinionated, so for now, I'm using the open fair model, so where you have the control strength and the CI metrics. So for now it's this. I might want to change it in the future. Maybe I'm going to use the Mitre defender techniques and so on. But let's go and kind of show how the game works. So this is my local sandbox, and I'm going to just use an attacker for now. Yeah, so I'm the attacker. This is my current budget on the top. I have $12,200. All the currency is in US dollars, just to simplify. I might want to change that in the future per country, but yeah, for now it's this. This is your country, the country I pick as an attacker. I'm using China. Your notifications here. Your settings, you can go for a light team and a dark team, small, medium size, fonts, and some sort of other types. So it's very basic for now, but it works. I actually like the dark team. And so as an attacker, what you have to do is you start from the internet view, which is also simplified. I'm using real ASN numbers and IPv4 mappings, but yeah, for now, let's say you're the attacker and you start with one IP. which is a public IP. I'm using China Telecom. And yeah, there's a low detection risk, which obviously change as you do your attacks, but yeah, you start with low. And then these are your victims or targets. So how do you discover your targets? Well, essentially you go on your metrics, and this is not the full MITRE metrics for now because I'm doing a lot of mapping about the sequence, the correct sequence, and cost and impact analysis. So for now, I just had 2 techniques for each tactic. And so the first one is social media search, which essentially allows you to simply search for for the website and IP of a company. And so what you can do is, I already have done scans, but essentially you can say rescan. So a scan is free because, well, usually it is free, and it takes 5 minutes in simulated time. And every time you do an operation, you will go to your journal. And so now I can see that I'm doing the social media research, tactical reconnaissance. The target is global, and well, this is scanning. The cost is free, 5 minutes, and so the expected time should be 8:10 in my local time. So everything is local. And as you can see, I've been doing other things here. So I have been trying to do impact ransomware, and everything has a cost, right? Yeah. So how does that work? So once you have done your social media search, in this case, that page will unlock, and so you will see all the potential targets, and then you are going to see them here. Okay. And the main logic of this game is to chain attacks. In the MITRE sense, that means that you have to go left to right until you produce your impact. And you can go to your MITRE attack metrics if you want to the full one. That's essentially the same concept. So you start from here and you move left to right. Now, in terms of strategy, you can do them independently. So you can do like these, or not in a sequence, but if you produce the right sequence left to right, you have a higher chance to conclude your attack, right? So even though you can randomly, you can go here and say, well, I'm going to do persistence and like Windows service, and I choose like I don't know, random company, random victim. You will have a less chance of completing that attack. Okay. And so if I go back, my targets, so this thing over time will change, so we complete. And like if you have all the green boxes, you're going to get a CIA hit, which means then you might receive also money, right? So the entire point of this game is, as a cyber criminal, is to essentially earn money and to keep you going and compromising targets. Now, in the final version, we'll also have like a leaderboard where we can see which players perform more compromises and which players have performed the best defenses. For now, I don't have that view, but the entire game is based on this kind of economy. Maybe I will put also crypto chains or like cryptos, because some criminals via ransomware can get paid by cryptos. And as you earn money, obviously you also unlock possibilities. So for example, if you go R&D, once you have money, you can also do like a CV exploit, or you can maybe set up a C2 infrastructure. You can buy a botnet, right? So you don't have to compromise things to build your botnet, but you can just buy it on the dark web, right? And yeah, so the idea is like more money means you have more capabilities, otherwise you will basically be stuck. There are other concept I want to do, which will be detectability. So obviously, if as an attacker I've been identified, somebody might take down my botnet, or like maybe if Interpol, if I'm too big and Interpol manage to find me, you go to jail, right? So there's all sort of disruption techniques that defender can do. So as an attacker, like you also need to be careful about your operation, right? Because if you start from this point where you just have a public IP, which is like a coffee or a coffee or restaurant or whatever place you're using to access the internet. Eventually, somebody will be able to find you, and then you have to start again, right? So you basically use all your money, use your infrastructure, and you have to restart everything from the beginning. So let's see if this is finishing now, and I'm going to pause now until this is finished so we can see the result of that. So here we go. The scan has completed. So 5 minutes. I'm going to then see the results. And here we have the my potential victims. So depends on how many players there are in the actual platform. I don't plan to have bots, so this will be all human players. There will be no kind of AI players. So in this case, in my sandbox, I only have a certain number of other players. So you can then see, okay, yeah, there's one company in Australia, one in Germany, one in France, and so on. And then, so if I want to have, this is my new target victim, so I can do bookmark, which would be here. So there is Sakura Medical Systems, healthcare, and obviously the first technique of recon is already marked because I've done that. And I forgot to also show that you will get notification on top. And that's pretty much it. And the other things very important I want to show is the standards. So these are all the frameworks I'm using for the game. So there is the MITRE ATT&CK, I have the CSV 2.0, and these two basic standards. And there is also as the incident sort of taxonomy. You do have some reference about the cost of each ones, and I might change these in the future depending on how easy or how hard this to compromise. But yeah, the kind of main info is there. So, well, I hope you can join the beta. If you have any questions, you will find me on Discord. Have a nice day and stay secure.